Some of the main things that I learned through this camp was leadership and poverty. And leadership, I thought before I came to this camp, was mostly about like just setting a good example for other people and doing what you thought was best for them. But after coming to this camp, I realized that it's more about like working together and cooperating with them. Like with Walmart, he didn't just like lead them, he like asked everybody's opinion and tried to do what's best for them. And that's how it got so successful. And so yeah, that's what I learned about leadership in this camp. And poverty, I also learned a lot about that through the seminars about Indonesia. And after seeing like what the tsunami did and all the poverty they faced, I realized how like severe it is and how horrible some people have it. And I realized that I should be more like aware of these kinds of things. And then after the Trail of Tears, I also saw that society should try to understand poverty more and like unfortunate people, because if society had tried to understand the Indians, they wouldn't have just sent them all the way to Oklahoma and like left them there to die. But then, yeah, and then through the mud stove, I thought that it was really difficult because I had to make everything from scratch. But I realized that other people in the world like have it a lot worse. And like they just have sticks to like big fires and stuff. So I realized how horrible it is and how we should make a better effort to help them. And I also learned how important God is during this whole thing, and how like your relationship with Him will eventually lead to like helping others, and how that's important. Yeah.
She has a sweet mind. So sweet.
I had assumptions like, because I knew like the basic stuff we were going to do, like make mud stoves and like farm and stuff like that. And my assumptions were completely different from what I actually experienced. So then from that I learned that when you come to a new experience, you should keep an open mind and like not expect anything. And when I came here, it was a leadership camp, so I thought that we're actually going to talk about, well, we did talk about what it means to be a leader. And I thought we were going to do activities revolving around that. But actually what I learned was we did activities that involved learning about what being a leader is. Because to be a leader, you're not only the person who leads everyone, but you're also part of the team. So you have to learn teamwork. And then like the first fire that we made, I thought it'd be really easy, just get like a bunch of dry wood and then like get a match. But then our team, we took like 8 matches or so to get it, and then from that, and then we had used a lot of different ideas and methods, and from that I learned like patience. So from each activity that we did, I learned something that contributed to being a good leader. Like gardening, that's like hard work and effort, so like it's not easy to be a leader. And then for for making the soap, I learned that from this camp, the physical thing and the emotional thing, you're going to remember the emotional thing the most, because later on you might not know how to make soap, but you will always remember like how much soap means to people, and how you're lucky to have like the everyday things. And then so I kind of talked about this before, but to be a leader you have to have a lot of experiences, because you only know what you've experienced. So then you don't know what other people are going through if you don't experience it with them. So then with stuff like Walmart, like Sam Walton had like a tiny dream that like that impacted the whole world. So then through all the things that we've learned through this camp, we can do the same thing. And if even one person can make that big of a difference, if we do that, then we can make a whole lot of more differences. And then basically I learned that leadership is not just your being what you think is the best for other people, but actually like working together as a team. And like when we got to know each other and started doing all these activities together as a team, that's when I knew like what leadership was. So,
You will be a good leader.
Really very important thing I learned is what help is. I don't know about you guys, but most of the time, sometimes like we say we'll help someone unintentionally, and we don't really have any meaning in it, and we just do it because we're just so used to being around other people seeing like how they help others, and we get influenced by that, and we just, without thinking, start helping them, and there's no meaning into it. But then when I came here, I found that like helping isn't just a word just we say unintentionally to make a good example. We have to use those words and make it into reality to show that we actually have meaning in what we say, and yeah, and keep our words. Right. That's it.
지금 느낀 점 얘기하면 되죠. 제가 이곳에 왔을 때 처음에는 되게 싫었어요. 집에 가고 전화도 안 터지고 답답하고 일만 하고 그랬는데 여러 가지 체험을 하면서 제 자신 한 번 더 되돌아볼 수 있는 기회였던 것 같고, 그리고 어떻게 하면은 남을 더 잘 도와줄 수 있는지 그런 것을 좀 많이 배운 것 같아요. 그리고 되게 이런 체험하면서 하나님께 되게 감사했어요. 제가 이런 환경에서 안 살고 좋은 환경에서 사는 것 자체가 너무 고마웠어요. 근데 회개도 같이 한 게 제가 정말 좋은 환경에 살고 있는데 저만 그것을 누리고 있었던 거예요. 그걸 남한테 안 도와주고. 그래서 앞으로는 이 체험을 통해서 다른 사람도 이렇게 도와주고 같이 행복하게 세상이 더 발전될 수 있게 되길 원하고요. 그리고 되게 좋았던 것 같아요. 여기 와 있으면서 굿 미팅 할 때도 많은 얘기 나눌 때도 아주 좋은 체험하고 가는 것 같습니다.
이 메뉴 좋아.
Did you finish everybody?